What's good? It's your boy Jay. That's me. Let's dive into Monday Night Raw from November the 4th, 2024. It was taped. We all knew it was going to be taped. I actually looked at the spoilers and everything, and the show just was not that good. The only good thing about it was the bloodline stuff. That was basically about it. The show was basically boring, and I don't understand why we had a show. Like, if you're going to do a tape show, at least try and at least make the show interesting. This show was not really interesting outside of the bloodline stuff. Other than that, this show was boring as fuck. I don't get it. Triple H has to do better. He has to do better, all right? So, it is what it is, man. But this thing could have been better than what it was, honestly. It really could have been. So it is what it is. And there's really, like, not much to even talk about on the show, you know, because it was that boring. So, we kicked the show off with Liv Morgan. Basically, the Judgment Day. They come out. So Rhea basically just tells everybody that she's the new Crown Jewel champion. She said that the Liv Morgan tour is officially over. The revenge tour, that is. It's now going to be the Liv Morgan World Tour. She talked about how she defeated Tiffany Stratton, and she took out Rhea for the third time. She mentioned how she beat Nia Jax at Crown Jewel. So then, this brings out Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. So Bianca says that they're not the ones who walked out of Crown Jewel with some gold. With gold last night. So basically, it was taped on Sunday. So basically, yeah. So Bianca says they didn't forget about the confrontation last week. Jade Cargill says if they want a piece of the tag team champions, now's their chance. So Liv says that they interrupted her celebration. Then she tries to basically pit both of them against each other, saying that it's only a matter of time before one of them turns on the other. Bianca says that's not true. And basically, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez have their sights on becoming the new women's tag team champions. So Adam Pearce comes out. For whatever reason, he's screaming like a banshee, telling everybody to back up and everything else. So Liv Morgan tells Jade Cargill to avoid the knife that Bianca Belair will put in her back. Obviously, that was a metaphor, obviously. So basically, this pisses off Bianca Belair, and her and Liv Morgan, they get into it. Adam Pearce then stops it. He says that what Liv and Dom and Raquel did to Rhea on NXT last week was disgusting. He said it's going to be a number one contenders match for the women's title. So there was that. This was alright. It could have been better. So the first match of the night was the women's battle royal. Kairi Sane, no, my bad. Iyo Sky won, so she won this thing. Do I care? No, not really. Triple H, man, he loves him some Iyo Sky. I'm like, bro, like, I like her, she's good, but damn, like, you couldn't have given it to Kairi Sane or maybe even Lyra Valkyria or whatever. But Lyra Valkyria has been gone for a minute. Like, I thought she may have gotten quietly released, but thankfully she's still there. I don't know, man. I don't know. But this is fine, I guess. So, moving on. this leads us into a backstage segment with the New Day. They talked about how they're going to face the War Raiders. Who gives a shit? Fuck this. Moving on. So we get a really cool Wyatt 6 vignette. So the Miz, he's tied up in a chair with duct tape in his mouth. So Bo Dallas, a.k.a. Uncle Howdy, rips the tape off. Miz says he's not with the Final Testament. It's just a big misunderstanding. So then Uncle Howdy laughs and says they don't want the Final Testament. They want Miz. Miz will crawl on his belly through thorns and thistles. Miz will beg and plead for mercy until he returns to the ground. Miz is dust, and to dust he will return. So, Dexter Lumis, he appears. He's dressed as Mercy the Buzzard. He emerges and he grabs Miz, and then that was basically the end of the segment. So this is fun, really cool stuff there. I'm not really all that excited and enthusiastic about the Miz and Bo Dallas. I'm just not excited about that. So it is what it is. Moving on. So Goldberg, he announced his retirement. He's gonna have a retirement match in 2025. That's cool. So he'll probably have a series of matches, probably about 3 matches. That's fine. Moving on, the War Raiders, they defeated the New Day. Who gives a fuck? Fuck this shit. Just moving on. I don't care about any of this. I really, really don't. So, WWE, in 2025, they're going to be heading to Europe through WrestleMania. So, the road to WrestleMania runs through Europe next year, which is great. So, they're going to have multiple Raw and SmackDowns from Spain, Belgium, Italy, Scotland, and England. Nice. Really good stuff. That should be fun. That should be very, very interesting. I like that. I like that a lot. That's very, very cool. That is great. That's excellent. That is excellent. Really good stuff there. I love that. I really do, because that gives WWE a chance to show what they can really do without being inside the U.S. I said this for a while. The U.S. is way too oversaturated with so much wrestling because we get basically everything every single week. All 50 states do. And they rarely, hit. Canada will get some here and there and whatnot. And the UK will get some here and there as well every couple of years or so. But this is great. That's great. It should be fun. Moving on. So, Sami Zayn, he came out next. He greets the crowd in Arabic. He gets a massive reaction, which is great. So, Sami Zayn speaks 3 languages: English, French, and Arabic. Nice. And Sami is Muslim, so that's great too. That's cool. Love it. Love it. Sami said that he's proud to come out in front of his people and speak their language on the WWE TV. But that's not why he's here. He said what happened to him and Roman Reigns at Crown Jewel. So Jey comes out. Jey says before Sami Zayn says anything, what he needs to say, he wants to thank Sami Zayn for having his back at Crown Jewel. So Jey just wants to know if that was intentional, what took place at Crown Jewel. So Jimmy Uso, he showed up. So Jimmy asked Jey what's wrong with Sami. Jey saw what he saw. He said the whole world saw it. So Jimmy, he's pissed. He said that he's pissed, and so is Roman Reigns, the OTC. And Jey should be pissed. They can't trust Sami. So Sami Zayn tells Jimmy that he needs to calm down, and he reminds him of his track record real quick about, it was Jimmy who brought him into the family first. It was Jimmy who started to go back with him and Roman. It was Jimmy that kicked him in the face, and when things got bad with Roman, Jimmy kicked him in the face. And then when things got bad with Jey, he kicked him in the face as well. Sami says that he doesn't hate Jimmy at all. He never has. He just wished he would make better decisions. So Sami then says that he's done and he's out of the bloodline. So Jimmy says that he's not family. Jey retorts and says that he's family. Jey says he was wrong. Just because he's not blood, my bad. Just because he's not blood related, he's family. Jey says he sees Jimmy Uso, Jey Uso, and Sami Zayn, and then Jey says Sami Uso. So this is great, really good stuff, and Jey invites Sami to SmackDown. So SmackDown should be good with all four of them there. This needs to be a really long segment come Friday. So there's that. Moving on. So Seth Rollins had a backstage interview with Jackie Redmond. And he just put over Bronson Reed and everything else. And then he also put over the Fatal 4-Way match. So who cares about that? Moving right along, Dragon Lee, with the help of Rey Mysterio, was able to defeat Chad Gable. And Ivy Nile, she got involved in the match as well to, try to help him out. Try to help out Chad Gable, but to no avail. So this is fine, I guess. Dragon Lee getting a win, that's cool. This is probably going to lead to a LWO and American-made feud. And I'm not interested in that shit. I'm just not. I like LWO, I really do, and I like American Made, but Chad Gable's going nowhere extremely fast. So he's had so many stop and start pushes, especially this year for sure. So I don't know, man. I don't fucking know at this point. Moving right along, this leads us into Gunther and Ludwig Kaiser. They had a backstage interview with Jackie Redmond. So Jackie Redmond asked Gunther, why things didn't go his way on Saturday, and she wants to know what he thinks about Cody Rhodes. So Ludwig Kaiser then starts saying about Cody Rhodes, but Gunther cuts him off. Gunther says he might disagree on things with Cody Rhodes, but he didn't get lucky, and it's not undeserving. Cody Rhodes was the better man. And then they talk about the Fatal 4-Way briefly. Gunther says Kaiser didn't take care of Sheamus. It's on Gunther to do better. Gunther then looks at Kaiser and says they both need to do better. So I like this. This is okay. This is fine, I guess. Am I excited about this? Not really. Main event, Damien Priest wins the Fatal 4-Way match between him, Dirty Dominic Mysterio, Seth Rollins, and Sheamus. And towards the end of the match, Bronson Reed got involved and he took out everyone. And Dirty Dom ended up taking the pin. So basically, Damien Priest wins via South of Heaven. And that was the show. Because Gunther and Damien Priest, they stared down at each other and that was it. This is fine, I guess. I don't know who Gunther's going to face at Survivor Series. To be honest with you guys, like I always am, I feel that Gunther and Damien Priest, that seems like a Raw match. I know they're going to try to have it at Survivor Series, which is okay, but I just don't feel it because Damien Priest was a mid-champion. Gunther still being champion is okay, but I feel like going into WrestleMania season next year, Gunther needs to drop that title. I would even have him drop it by the Royal Rumble next year in February. That's what I would do. So maybe CM Punk, it might be CM Punk and Gunther at Royal Rumble, maybe. I don't know. But we cannot have Gunther as champion going into WrestleMania 41. We just can't. And, I mean, he's okay, but when Raw moves to Netflix, they're going to want real star power. And Gunther, he's not a star. He's just not. I do like him. He's got okay character work and whatnot. And my bad. And he's okay on the mic. But outside of that, he's not ready for the big time. He's not. Like, the championship that he has is basically the third coming of the IC title. That's really what it is. So, I don't know. But this show was not that good outside of the Bloodline stuff. And then also what happened with The Miz. That was pretty cool. Other than that, everything else on the show was just boring, and I just didn't care about it. But what did you guys think? Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.